Hey everyone, and welcome to Atlas. I'm really excited about putting forward this video tonight. I didn't know how long it would take me to get it together. I'm not very computer savvy or anything like that, but it's actually pretty fun, so I've been really enjoying it. But anyway, today I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were discussing our frequencies and how important it is that we keep our energy high, because especially right now I think we're bogged down a lot. There was us before, when it was just President Trump for those 4 years, which of course separated some of us from family members because they were pretty adamant that they didn't like him. And if you did like him, it wasn't a like, it was a love, because he was just perfect. But then you bring in the virus, and that caused this whole other level of separation from everyone. It made people that were your friends and your family completely turn on you if you did not agree with the MSM narrative. And that, I'm actually kind of thankful that we had those first 4 years of really diving in and doing our own research, because it already kind of separated us a little bit and made us stronger for the next phase, which was this thing. And it helped us to prepare for that and to do the research before all of that stuff started coming along. And here we are, what, like a year and a half later, and now they're wanting to start a whole nother wave, which is called the Delta. If you don't know what Delta means, it's actually the lowest hertz that your body operates in when it's sleeping. So it's really like the virus for people that are sleeping and they don't get what's going on. I think you kind of have to be asleep to even believe that. But right now, it's hard to talk to people. Even within my own family, my mom listens to me. My dad thinks I'm crazy, and because I won't take the shot, and I won't. I never have. I will not do it. I think a lot of people operate on this basis of fear, and then they kind of mask it as, well, I'm not really doing it for me. I'm doing it for someone else. I'm doing it to protect them. I don't think that's really why you're doing it. I think you're doing it because you are truly operating on fear. If that was the case, then you would freak out every time the flu comes, because its death count is pretty high, actually, especially compared to the China virus. That's not to say that that's not real. I 100% believe that is real, but is it completely over exaggerated? Yeah, absolutely. And then to bring in the jabs, I feel like that is kind of like a bioweapon that they have put forward, and it's causing a lot of people some major pain, a lot of death, a lot of disease, and sadness is coming into these families' homes when their whole desire was to do this to protect themselves and their family. And once again, that's going back to operating in fear, because when we operate in that, nothing good ever comes out of fear. When you operate in fear, you're kind of controllable, and that's one of the reasons why MSM has used fear for so long, and they've done things to promote their narrative. Because whenever they do that, they're able to push through laws, they're able to control you and keep you in your house for a year. You have to wear this giant thing on your face and nobody can see you smile anymore. and you're disconnected. And whenever you're disconnected, you can't come together collectively and just really discuss things out. Whenever you're sitting there, like, I just, a couple months ago, I remember going to a store, and I was in there, and this lady, she didn't have, no, I didn't have a mask on, but she did. And she came around the corner and looked at me, and all of a sudden she was just talking to me, and she pulled her mask down. And that made it to where she felt more comfortable, and she was stronger seeing someone that was already there that didn't have one. And then she started talking to me about what all she believed with the fear that was going on behind it. And it was so encouraging to me, because then I realized, even on a bigger scale, that once you actually start talking things through, that you start realizing why that was there in the first place. Why were you so fearful? And then you start breaking that down, and then it starts going away when you start able to actually process of why it was there. And not only does this frequency make you sad, but it also makes you sick. When I was in school, we used to do, I was very lucky that I had this incredible teacher that I did a lot of stuff with energy healing. And she had, she did this thing, I'm pretty sure it's called muscle testing, but that might not be the right term. But anyway, it had to do with energy, and she would give you a can of Coke in one hand, and then in the other hand she would give you an apple. And then she would make you hold your hands out to the side, and then you would push on the shoulders. The one with the Coke would fly down, but the one with the apple stayed strong. And the reason why was because your body knew that that was good for you, and this over here was toxic. It was actually radiating this energy that your body could feel. And I think that that's so incredible that the Lord made us this way, that we can feel the energy from the ground and from everything. But we've been poisoned for so long, not just health-wise. I mean, health is for sure, but also in our mind. I think that this battle that we've been going through for quite a while, this war that is happening right now, is a war for our mind. And when you start thinking about that, this isn't a World War II type of scenario. This is actually something on a whole nother level. It's spiritual, and mentally it is, you have to be prepared for what is happening, and you have to look at everything and try to rise above it, because when you operate in something that is fear, it is automatically a low frequency. And when you do that, it makes you sick. MSM has really did a number on us for so long, and I think that, you know, at one point, of course, they were probably really reliable, but they haven't been that way for a long time, and they've been bought and paid for quite a while, and they just promote and promote and promote themselves into making us to where we're always scared, making us to where we're always fighting with each other, thinking that there are really things that are going on, but in reality, it's not like that. Constantly keeping races at war, too. That's their big one that they've been using. But really, when you think about that, that's just keeping people, again, separated, because they don't want you to join together as a collective. You're always stronger when you're together. And that's what, to me, has been so important about this community, because I I was always a researcher, probably before, for a while, I thought was a decent one, but then Q came along and I realized I don't know anything. And then I really was, because of the way that it's set up, it made it to where you really had to dive deep into what was going on and look at things from a whole new level. And that was so exciting for me. I really enjoyed diving deeper into what's going on around us and down the rabbit hole, because when you start stripping away the lies of everything that you've been told, you see the world completely different. And you can tell when something is real and then when something is projected to you in order to make you scared or in order to change your mind on something. You see it from a completely different angle, and I absolutely love that I've kind of come out of this matrix a little bit where I can see this in a way that I'm not scared anymore. If I wouldn't have done this research, of course I would probably be petrified, but I'm not. And I think that there's something so incredibly freeing about that. I absolutely am so thankful for Q and for President Trump and for their team, that they have really brought a lot of us together into this whole community that has made it to where it's almost like a family. It has helped us through some really dark times, because during this time we have been separated again from our family and from our friends because they don't agree with what we do. And that's been sad. And also at the same time, within this community, you have kind of gotten a new family, and you've gotten people that understand you and bring you back in and make you feel needed. That's been wonderful, and I'm so thankful for everyone within this group and for really stretching me into so many things that I never really even knew existed on such deep levels. I think I was aware of MK Ultra before 4 years ago, but the level, no. The dumbs, no. I didn't know anything about any of that. I didn't even understand how bad human trafficking was, and still I don't even understand how bad it is. And even though I've been doing research for a long time because I'm really passionate about that, I don't think I will ever wrap my head around how deep that goes. And that even goes on a whole another level where I'm wondering if those people that actually perform these things are even human, because it's so far removed from a natural human emotion. You know, a normal person wouldn't do these things to other people. They would not torture them and get joy out of that. Nobody wants that. So this community has helped me so much to deepen my research, and I've so enjoyed being a part of it and seeing this from a new angle. And right now, I just really want to encourage you guys to lift up yourself and rise above a lot of the doom and gloom that's out there, because there's a lot. And now, if you just rise up above it and people start maybe seeing that you're happy and seeing why you're like that, maybe they'll ask you. Maybe you'll open up a door for them to say, hey, why are you so happy? Why are you not scared all the time? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And then you can kind of open up a way where you can talk about why you're not that way. And it helps them, because I think that there's been a lot of subliminal things that have been happening on purpose to kind of prepare their hearts for everything that's going on. And soon, when all of this stuff gets disclosed, I fear for a lot of people, because it's going to be really heavy. And thankfully, we have had time to adjust to it, but they haven't. Not really. It's been put out for them, but I don't think that they've seen it. Not as much as they would like to, because whenever all of this stuff starts coming out, it's going to be excruciating. I think it will be. And I think that they're going to need people like us within this community that really help and try to guide them in the way that they need to go, because it's going to be, they're going to feel lost. They're going to be hurt. And it's going to be kind of up to us to kind of help direct what's going on and teach them about it. I think that there's going to be a lot of things that kind of help them along the way as well, but still, at the same time, I think that there's also going to be a lot of pain. And I'm thankful that I've had things in my life that have always kind of kept me to where I've been open to listening to alternative views. Because I think if my life would have been a little different, I probably wouldn't be. But thankfully, it helped me to do that. And so now I want to encourage you to just operate on a higher level and not get bogged down by everything around you, and just smile. Especially if you don't wear this stuff on your face, the giant diaper. Because that's just not cute. It's so much nicer just to be able to see a smile and to have bright eyes and just be happy and communicate with people. So thank you everyone for coming to my channel tonight, and I'm really excited to continue still on this journey with you. And forgive me for rambling, I tend to do that. But hopefully I'll get better. I will tone this down and make it a little bit better at some point. But until then, thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.